Well, playing through pain is a common occurrence for an athlete, but normally, whatever that injury is goes away in time. That's not the case for two UMass Minute women who in recent years have had to battle through pain day in and day out in every moment of their lives. With more, here's Cody Crushell with the incredible story.
Jess Howe of women's soccer and Riley Perry of women's lacrosse are just two of a host of UMass athletes that suffer from the painful leg condition known as compartment syndrome.
Basically in the compartment you have your muscles, blood vessels, and tissues, and that's in a compartment, and around all that is fascia.
And it doesn't expand at all, so when my muscles expand, the fascia doesn't go anywhere, and
the blood flow doesn't really get to my muscles because it can close off the movement of blood in my blood vessels. So basically it's really painful. My legs can cramp.
It causes pain, and I got a lot of knots in my calves, and sometimes my feet fall asleep when I run.
Perry initially thought the pain was from shin splints and had never heard of compartment syndrome until she was diagnosed following her freshman year.
There's a pressure test, and it's probably the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. It's they put about 8-inch needles in your legs, and twice in every compartment. You have 4 compartments in each leg. So it's 16 times. They run on a treadmill until your feet go numb, and then they put the needles in again 16 times again and relieve your pressure.
Howe underwent surgery last January to try and remedy the issue, but her condition actually worsened.
Before it was just the front of my shins hurting, and now my calves are really bad. They cramp really easily. I have huge knots that our trainer has to work out after practice. So I'm going into it, they tell you that it's either going to get better, stay the same, or get worse. And of course, luckily I got the bad end of it.
I didn't get the surgery. My levels were high enough for the surgery, but my doctor told me it was up to me, because most of the time the surgery just doesn't work and you lose your speed and quickness a lot of times. So I went back and talked to my old coaches that were here when I was a freshman when I got diagnosed, and they were pretty understanding about it. And they let me do what I could and couldn't do. And then when Ange came in, she was really understanding about it as well.
It's a tough injury to come back from, because it's just an injury that is nagging. It doesn't go away. Some days are better than others. Some surfaces are better than others. So I think it's a very frustrating injury to have, and I think it's also a frustrating injury for teammates, because it's hard to identify with unless you really go through it.
If I didn't play soccer, I don't think it wouldn't hurt that bad, but since we practice mostly every day, and especially in season, and it's an intense workout, they really bother me. It's tough. Ever since the surgery, I had to sit out of some practices, had to come out in the middle of some games. But I try to deal with it. Now during our spring season, I try to bike and do the elliptical as much as I can, rather than running, especially on the different surfaces that we go on.
I've come to accept it, and I can push myself and understand what I can and can't do, and I don't really try to push myself, because then that will hurt me in the end.
For UMass Sports Insider, I'm Cody Crushell.